I'm student meteorologist Monique Martinez on this fabulous Friday edition of FSU Weather. We have a great show planned for you tonight, and we have a lot to talk about. We have wintry conditions in the west, and it has been quite breezy here in Tallahassee. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but we have those wind gusts coming in from the south-southwest, so we have a wind advisory in effect until about 10 p.m. today. So if you're outside, be sure to hold on to your hats because that wind is whipping from the south-southwest at 15 miles per hour. So it is a cloudy day and temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s across the region. So currently in Tallahassee, 78, 79 in Quincy, and 73 in Thomasville. So we are faring better in terms of temperatures. It's not too hot, but we will see those temperatures possibly increase in the next few days. So right now we have that severe outlook that we're looking at over the southeast. We could see the possibility of tornadoes and gustier winds. So that is why we are seeing those gustier winds. But now I'm going to pass it to Ale. What's going on for the rest of the show, Ale? All right, I know better.
Wonderful Friday evening of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Alejandra Garcia. And if you folks have been outside today, it is windy. I know we have a low pressure system right now situated around Missouri, and we actually have an enhanced risk of severe weather for parts of Tennessee and Kentucky. So folks, if you're in these areas, make sure you are staying in touch with your National Weather Service because it is going to be a bumpy ride tonight. We're just getting the tail end of those storms, expecting some strong gusts and perhaps some showers this evening. But folks, we have a wonderful show for you guys today. It's going to be chock filled with all these information regarding the storms tonight and our week ahead. And why don't we pass things off to Chase, who's going to talk to us more about how it's looking here locally in Tallahassee.
Thank you, Ellie, for that warm welcome. I'm student meteorologist Chase Purdy. Looking at Doak Campbell Stadium, we are not seeing those gorgeous sunsets we usually see. It's pretty cloudy throughout the area, and it's pretty mild, about 76 degrees. Again, cloudy, but it is gusty as we're seeing those south-south winds at 15 miles an hour. Now, looking at St. George Island, you have a bit of haze out there over the water, which could be due to the heat, and we have some of that water evaporating off the ocean. But it is a mild 74 degrees, partly cloudy. It is a bit windier down by the coast because you don't have that friction due to the land. But looking at Bradfordville, a little bit further north, so you will be seeing some warmer temperatures. Again, it is cloudy. It looks like it might just rain. We have a little bit of rain there on the camera. Temperature is about 78. It is cloudy and windy, and again, very windy throughout the area. Our hour by hour, looking at what's been going on throughout the day. As you can see this morning, we started out pretty mild, temperatures around 69, 70 degrees, slowly climbed as we went out through the day up to about 80. And then throughout the afternoon, it's just kind of held steady between 80 and 79 degrees. So not a terrible day, but a little on the warm side. Historically, we are a little bit above average, about 8 degrees, but our low temperatures are well above average, over 20 degrees compared to our average. So it has been a little bit warm here in Tallahassee. Looking at our radar, not really seeing much, just some showers throughout the area, nothing really in the way of heavy rain. However, if you are going out, I would recommend bringing a raincoat or anything to kind of keep you dry. Current temperatures throughout the area, pretty mild throughout the area, pretty steady, 78 here in Tallahassee, 73 a little further north. Things are going to be a little steady down here towards the coast as we do have that effect from the water, 73 in Apalachicola. And our dew points, man, it is muggy out. I could feel that walking to class. I was sweating a lot. 70 degrees dew point in Tallahassee, 68 in Thomasville, so it is very muggy out, which is adding to those warmer temperatures. Tonight, it's actually going to cool off quite a bit, 55 degrees. So if you get cold easily like me, I'd recommend grabbing a jacket if you go out. And yeah, just dress warm for tonight. A little bit warmer as you go north, but it's going to hold steadier down by the coast as we do have that effect of the water. Now, not seeing much in the way of our future radar, just some showers that make their way through. Could see some stronger showers as we go through later on tonight into early tomorrow morning. But those storms should clear out by later tomorrow morning, and those leaving clouds, and those should clear out as we go through the day tomorrow. Looking at our temperatures tomorrow, 83 here in Tallahassee, can be another warm one, but it will be a good day once those storms pass out to maybe go to the res, go out on a little kayak trip onto Lake Bradford, which I'd recommend, which I may actually do. Tonight, it is going to be mild, 64 degrees, mostly cloudy. We're going to have some still gustier conditions coming off the water, but a beautiful night to go out on the town and have some fun. Tomorrow, it's going to be, again, warmer day, great day to go out and have a good time with friends. It's going to we are going to see those clouds clear out and that wind kind of die down, west wind at 7, so it won't be as windy as we saw today. Now, looking at our week ahead, we are seeing those temperatures kind of hold steady throughout the weekend, lower 80s, and it's going to be actually really warm, 55 on Saturday night into Sunday, so it's going to be extremely cold. So be on the lookout for that. I know I get cold very easily, so I will need to dress accordingly. Now, looking throughout the week, we will see a bit of a heat up as we go throughout the week. However, by Thursday, we could see a little bit of cool down as we go down to 77, and maybe a weak front makes its way through on Friday, dropping our temperatures a little bit more and bringing in some cooler temperatures Thursday night into Friday and bringing some rain along with it. So dress accordingly for the week, but it should be a great week ahead. Now, Nikki, what are we looking at around Florida?
Thank you so much, Chase. Florida is looking very warm, as you stated earlier. We were supposed to have rain today, I heard, but on campus, I really didn't see much in the way of that, but around the area, you can see that there have been a couple of bands of rain going around. If you're going to be at Miramar Beach right now, I would say probably not the best time to be there. It's 75 and cloudy, maybe a little rainy, but there is a southwest wind of 11 miles an hour. I wouldn't want to risk getting any kind of sand in my eyes. I really enjoy my vision, so I would suggest maybe staying in with your friends, maybe going somewhere outside, maybe that's not the beach. I said earlier we have a couple of bands of rain coming through. You can really see that distinct one going towards Panama City right now, but we have a couple showers also towards the way of Tallahassee, maybe a little further north than campus. But if you go to Orlando, it is not looking like that at all. It is looking absolutely gorgeous and beautiful outside, very bright, some clouds, and it is quite windy. There's a couple gusts there, 17 miles an hour. Make sure you don't blow away if you're walking outside, guys. It's also pretty toasty there, so maybe that's helping a little bit, cooling you down. In the North Florida radar, we are seeing not much in mid-Florida, but as you can see, as I said before, those bands of rain by Tallahassee bringing maybe a couple of showers to the area. In Key West, it is just gorgeous. That water is blue. It's still looking maybe a little bit cloudy there as well, maybe sunny. I would also say maybe not the best day because it is still pretty windy, 11 miles an hour there as well. But I don't know, I don't think I could resist not taking a dip in that beautiful blue water. In South Florida, they are not getting any showers at all. It is looking quite clear on the radar. So make sure you go outside and enjoy that. If you like the wind, if you don't like the wind, maybe I would suggest staying inside because it seems pretty windy all over Florida today. Right now it's 78 here in Tallahassee. It's a little bit cooler up here than the rest of the state, but we're seeing a lot of 80s, and in Pensacola on the Panhandle though, we're seeing 76, so maybe if you are still wishing it was winter, we're seeing those summery temperatures now, maybe you've got to travel down to the Panhandle. It's pretty wet here as well. As Chase said, he was sweating on his way to class. I was dripping in sweat by the time I got to my midterm today. Not ideal, but pretty muggy all around the state, but you know, it's Florida. What can you do about it? And tonight, it's going to be a little bit cooler up here, but as you can see on the way down, it is getting a little bit warmer for us Floridians. We are also going to be seeing that cold front's pushing through Florida right now, but it's not really bringing any cooler air to us. But, you know, what can you do about it? Tomorrow is also going to be a really hot day, but maybe the rest of the Southeast isn't looking too hot. What do you have to say about that, Monique?
Well, you can't really tell if you look at these cameras right here, but the Southeast is in for a possible risk of some severe weather, but it's looking beautiful on these cameras. Right now, Nashville, you are in the lower 60s with some clouds bubbling up, a little warmer in New Orleans at 75 degrees. And if we look at Charlotte, it's also 75 and Tampa's at 77. So a warm start to our weekend here in the Southeast, and that is all thanks to that frontal system. Now we have that frontal system pushing through, and we have those hotter conditions like Nikki mentioned in South Florida, but along this frontal boundary, we are seeing those clouds bubble up as well as those pockets of rain. So we are warm across the Southeast, and we will see those gusty winds because of that low pressure system. Right now, you can see these winds gusting in Jacksonville with temperatures in the lower 80s. Now, it's a little cooler in Nashville right now with temperatures in the lower 60s, and you can see that Atlanta has some showers popping up as well with temperatures in the lower 70s. So those winds are going to be gusty, and we can see the effects of that cold front with this map right here. Now, Typically in front of a frontal boundary, we have those southerly winds coming in, and we have those southerly winds coming in right now at 13 miles per hour in Tallahassee and Mobile. Now, we have those winds coming in directly from the south in Miami right now at 9 miles per hour. So once that front pushes its way through the area, we will see those showers and storms make their way to central Florida. So central Florida, you will get in on these pockets of rain in the next coming days. And as that high pressure builds into the region, we will see those temperatures start to climb. So Atlanta, even though you're seeing temperatures right now in the 60s, those temperatures will climb in the next few days, and that high pressure system will make its way over Charlotte and Jacksonville by Monday. So we're seeing a swing in temperatures right now, and with that cold front, we are not really going to see cold weather, but you can see right here, we will see the effects of that cold front with that dry air seeping in. So these brown colors right here suggest that dry air. So typically, Florida in the southeast, we have humid conditions around this time of year, and that cold front will bring those drier conditions with the dew point in Atlanta at 39 and 50 in Tallahassee. Now, Miami, you will still experience those muggy conditions, so unfortunately, you will not get the effects of that dry air. In Charlotte, as we look into your weekend ahead, temperatures for the weekend will be in the upper 60s, a 0% chance of rain, so a great weekend in Charlotte to get out and enjoy the outdoors. And in Nashville, if you are going to the Music City, be sure to pack your umbrella. Don't pack your umbrella because it's going to be beautiful, but it's going to be warm with temperatures in the upper 70s by Monday. And in Tampa, it's going to be warm as well with temperatures topping out in the upper 80s. But Melissa, how's it looking across the rest of the nation?
Yeah, thanks, Juanique. We have a lot of different things kind of going on across the nation right now. Is New Orleans sitting pretty nice, but our surface map, again, we'll go back there for a second. For our surface map, we have high pressure over the southwest, so that's kind of keeping that weather out of there. But as for pretty much the rest of the country, we're having a little bit of activity in the northwest where the low pressure and cold fronts are sitting, but really not a whole lot going on right now. Our main focus is on the east coast. We do have an enhanced risk for severe weather over here, and that low pressure system has occluded and is pushing a lot of severe weather into our Great Lakes states, including New York and Tennessee, the Carolina states. A lot of things going on there. There's been a numerous amount of reports coming in throughout the day. And this system, unfortunately, isn't going to have much of an effect on our temperatures. We're mostly going to see that drier air coming in, as Juanique was saying just a second ago. So you can see that dry air right behind that front that's just being pulled in as that front moves through. And that's going to continue as that front continues to move through. And we'll see that effects here in Tallahassee area as well. Again, our national temperatures, a little bit of a drop in temperatures behind that front in some of our northern states. But pretty much the most of the nation is staying pretty warm. Our northwest states really cold as normal for this time of year. Accompanied with very, very dry conditions. That front is sitting right over the east coast right now. So again, dry conditions behind that, but Tallahassee is still sitting at a really high dew point, 70-degree dew point right now. That's extremely high for this time of year. Really muggy conditions. It was even too muggy for me today. And I'm that native Floridian that wears a hoodie in 90-degree weather. So it has been a very muggy day here. Only the wind has been giving us a little bit of relief. And we've kind of been seeing this trend over the last couple weeks, and we're going to continue seeing this going forward. Max temperature anomalies in Tallahassee and the East Coast really above average for this time of year and below average out west. And the same thing for our low temperatures, a little bit closer to average out west, but our anomalous low temperatures in the east really, really high for this time of year, way above what we would normally see in February and going into March. Drought monitor. Out west, again, very dry, but that's typical for what we see. Kind of concerning about down in Florida where there has been increasing drought concerns. And zooming into Tallahassee here, Tallahassee's still kind of sitting in a corridor. We don't really have a whole lot of risk for drought right now, but if our current conditions continue, we don't get a lot of rain, we're going to see that go up. And again, this front isn't even really giving us much rain to help that either. That storm is falling apart once it gets down to Tallahassee, so we may have some scattered storms, but really nothing to help us out much. On the other hand, up in the northeast, a lot of rainfall, a lot of snowfall coming in, especially around the Great Lakes. So definitely not a fun time up there. You might need to keep a lookout if you're planning on going out. Northwest satellite, some snowfall as well, but basically a little bit clearer conditions. Meanwhile, southwest, seeing a lot better conditions than last week. We had that snowstorm coming through in California, but much better than we've been seeing. Overnight temperatures, again, going to be dropping in the west and dropping a little bit in the southeast as well, but not a whole lot of difference there compared to what we've seen. Next 10 days, still seeing really cold conditions out in the Central Plains, but above average on our southeast states. And precipitation really not looking good. Still looking at that risk of drought. Not much precipitation coming in for us in the coming future. But Juanique, let's take a closer look at that severe weather. What's been going on over the past couple hours?
Yeah, thank you for that, Melissa. As you said, I'm back, and we're going to take a closer look of the severe weather that we have going on right now across the southeast. So look at this. We have this red area right here to the northern part of Atlanta, to the western part of the Carolinas, and that means that this area right here is in for a moderate risk. So with that moderate risk can come the possibility of those heavy and gusty winds and a possible tornado. And around this area right here, we also have a non-severe, marginal, and slight risk. So we are going to see very, very intense weather across the southeast, and with this wind shear, you can see we have some spin happening right now over Cincinnati, and so we have those windier conditions coming in, suggesting that wind shear from the upper and the mid-levels. So in the southeast this weekend, that main threat is going to be those windy conditions that we have, and with this instability, we see that along this instability line, we have these lines of showers and storms. So it is going to be unstable in the southeast this weekend, and hopefully by the end of next weekend, we will see better conditions. But Melissa, what do you think about these conditions right now?
Yeah, Monique, we're really having activity. We've had a lot of activity the past couple hours. So much activity that even Keenan has come back out to help share the severe weather with you. He's been gone for a little while, but this excitement just pulled him right out of the weeds. So right now, over our Tennessee and at Georgia, we do have that line of severe storms coming through with severe storm warning out towards northern Atlanta into South Carolina. So if we take a zoom in, we'll see if we can see anything in there. Again, pretty strong squall line coming through. Again, severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be until 6:45 p.m. So it will be ending here in about 20-30 minutes. Counties including Anderson, Greenville, Albany, and Pickens, radar indicated a tornado possible. So there is tornadoes possible with this storm. We've seen a couple warnings pop up throughout today. Not quite seeing where that is. Maybe if we take a look at our velocity, we may be able to see some rotation. Not quite seeing much of anything right now. Well, that's a good thing. That means we're not really seeing anything in terms of velocity that's indicating a tornado at this point. But again, there is severe weather coming through. Strong winds, hail, and tornadoes are all possible with this line, as this is in the enhanced area for the SPC Lookout Storm Prediction Center. And this is a very serious scenario. You have to take this very seriously. These can cause downed trees, even if you don't have a tornado, downed trees, strong winds, a lot of hazards that are going to be taking place that could possibly impact your safety going through. So thankfully, not seeing a whole lot right now. Saw more activity earlier today. Just our main concern is that severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now with possible tornado. Quite a bit of rain up towards North Carolina as well and extending down to Atlanta. Again, kind of breaking up now, not as organized as we saw earlier in the day. Some more scattered storms. Severe thunderstorm warning until 7 p.m. Up in North Carolina, Smith and Wythe counties. Again, radar indicated, so it's most likely strong winds coming through there as well. So again, take shelter if you haven't already. Look out for falling limbs, falling trees if you're on the road. And make sure you're looking out for power lines too. If you do, don't drive over one. Make sure you turn around. It's a lot safer to just turn back around, maybe take a detour. It'll be worth the time to keep you safe. But again, heavy rainfall coming down in a few isolated areas over by Wytheville and closer to Richlands. Again, severe thunderstorm warning is radar indicated, so that is going on right now until 7 p.m. So you still have a good half hour for that. And this is going to be continuing for a little while longer. So again, you're going to want to stay up to date with whatever your National Weather Service station is putting out, whatever your local news station is saying, and just make sure that you're on the lookout and paying attention to the weather going into tonight so you don't get caught off guard. But Nikki, let's take a look at our local weather. We're thankfully not seeing a whole lot of severe weather here.
Yes, I am very thankful that we don't have to go through any kind of severe weather right now. It's very unfortunate to have to go through, but fortunately, we just have a cloudy day. Doak Campbell Stadium is not really seeing any of the sunset, maybe just a peek of it through those clouds, but it's nice, mild here, 76 degrees and cloudy. And as we've been saying throughout the show, it is a bit windy outside, so if you go outside, maybe if you have a windbreaker, put that on. Maybe borrow it from your friend Keenan. I know that I would if I had the opportunity. It is around the board, Sportsplex, Panama City, St. George Island, and Lake Bradford. We're just seeing cloudy conditions. We're seeing a beautiful pink peeking through the clouds, but it's still covered by the clouds. So, you know, not the best night to go out and chase a sunset. We are seeing a few scattered showers around the area up in Thomasville, a little bit in Tallahassee, and down by Dowling Park. We are just seeing those storms or rain go in that direction. It is 78 here, and as we go up into Georgia, 73 in Thomasville, and by the coast, 73 in Apalachicola, so pretty mild outside. I would suggest maybe going out to dinner with your friend Keenan that you borrowed your windbreaker from. Tonight is going to be cooling down a little bit, 53 in Bainbridge, 55 here in Tallahassee, and down by the coast, 57 in Sop-Choppy, so it's pretty similar all around the board. Tonight, I would not suggest going to see the stars. It is probably going to be pretty cloudy, so you probably would not be seeing anything in the way of stars or the moon, perhaps. I would maybe suggest picking another day. Going through, we are seeing throughout Saturday, we're watching that rain go down with that cold front farther down in Florida, past Tallahassee. So it'll be a good night to stay in on Saturday, watch Saturday Night Live, watch Kenan Thompson. He's been on SNL the longest, so you'll know his name, you'll know him. It is going to be tomorrow, 80 in Thomasville, 82 in Monticello, and 83 in Tallahassee. It is warm all around the board, y'all. It is going to be a toasty day. I would say go out, have fun, maybe go to a park, maybe take a little road trip, ride with the windows down, have a good day. If you're going to be traveling throughout Tallahassee, we are having no delays here, but as you go into the rest of the country, we're having a lot of delays in Atlanta because of that severe weather that we've been talking about today. But if you're going throughout the rest of the country, there should not be any delays as long as you're not going into or out of Atlanta. And the coast in Panama City Beach, you can see that beautiful sunset right now, but it is actually closed to the public for swimming because of those strong winds. It's really bringing out those riptides, 20 knots. The winds are very strong. I would not suggest swimming, and you're not supposed to be swimming, so saved you there. For the rest of the week, it's going to be very warm until Thursday. It's going to drop down to 77 and some rain on next Friday. But Ale, what kind of sports do we have this weekend?
Well, we have quite a few sports going on for this weekend. As you can see, baseball happening here at Tallahassee tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's going to be pretty warm for March, 80 degrees, but it's going to be cooling down to 67. Didn't realize baseball happened for that long. It's 4 hours. Wow. 80 degrees to 67, but make sure you guys are wearing a hat or maybe some sunscreen because that sun is going to be, that UV is going to be pretty intense. Also at Tallahassee, we have softball against Georgia Southern tomorrow at 12:15. 74 at noon, going to 80 degrees. So again, make sure you're wearing your appropriate SPF and dressing appropriately because it is going to be pretty toasty in my opinion, just sitting there in that baking sun. If you're going to see men's basketball in Blacksburg, Virginia tomorrow at 4 p.m., it's going to be quite cool there. I know us here in Florida haven't really been seeing that 50-degree weather, so make sure you are dressing accordingly, bring some layers because it's going to be going down to 41. That is chilly. And if you're getting in that summer mood, go watch beach volleyball at Tampa against Grand Canyon. It's going to be 84 for the whole time. Also, it's going to be quite toasty, so make sure you have your appropriate gear, you have some water, you have some SPF, and you are staying free from any sunburns. And you know what, Chase? I'm wondering, how's it looking around town for us here in Tallahassee?
Well, Ali, it's actually looking not too bad around town here, but I'm actually really interested. I might go out and watch one of those sports this weekend, especially our FSU baseball team. I believe they are top 20 right now, so it'll be pretty good sport to go see. But right now on the radar, just seeing those showers that we've been seeing pretty much all show. They're just working their way through. Nothing really in the way of heavy rain, so nothing to be too concerned about. But if you are going outside, I would recommend wearing a rain jacket and just keep anything that'll keep you dry. Now, our future radar again, showing a line of storms kind of go through late tonight into early Saturday morning, but those showers should clear out by later on in the morning, and we should have those clouds kind of work their way out throughout the day tomorrow as that front does clear out and bring us those drier conditions, and of course, bring down our wind speeds. Over tonight, I believe that is Stetson's on the Moon right there. That is a good, if you ever want to go line dance, that's a good time to go out and have a ball. But it should be a beautiful night. Mid 70s dropping down into the upper 60s. We do have that rain later on. So again, if you are going out, I would recommend wearing something to have something to keep you dry. Now looking at our dog walk forecast, look at that cutie back there. Early morning, it's going to be in the mid 60s, warm up into the lower 70s. So it'll be a beautiful morning. Go out and walk your dog. Just maybe a little cloudy in the beginning. So not the sun, so you won't see a great sunrise, but it should clear out as the day goes on. Looking at our drive cast, oh, beautiful day to go out and drive. Beautiful temperatures, mild temperatures actually. If I were you, I would drop the windows, jam the music. Perfect day to go out and do that. Beautiful day to go out on a drive. Now, our airport delays, we're not really seeing anything here in Tallahassee, as we are only seeing some very light showers. Other than that, very clear conditions, so I would not expect to see any delays here or this weekend. However, throughout the country, we are seeing delays in Atlanta, as we are seeing that storm system make its way through with those heavy showers. So if you are traveling to or from Atlanta, expect some delays, but as those storms clear out, the delays should clear up and everything should be smooth sailing. Stargazing, not really a great night to go out and look at the stars. It is going to be cloudy, it is going to be rainy, so it's nothing I would recommend, but if you feel like you can try to see them, I would then go out and have yourself a try at it. Looking at our weekend forecast, beautiful weekend, mild temperatures, big cool down Saturday into Sunday, so if you are going out, dress accordingly, especially on that walk home late at night. But we are going to see a bit more of a heat up on Monday as those lows will start to come back up. Tuesday, we'll see it heat back up to our above average temperatures we have been seeing, but we could see some rain Tuesday, as we could have another little system making its way through. So dress accordingly, and it's a great weekend to go out and enjoy Tallahassee. If I were you, I would either go out, maybe play some football laying for green, or like I said earlier, go to the res and go kayaking or canoeing with your friends on Lake Bradford, or it might be great to go out onto Landis and read a book in a hammock. All in all, great weekend. I would highly recommend getting out on the town and not staying inside. Now, Melissa, what do we have over the desk to close out the show?
Thanks, Chase. So we are making it to the end of our show today. I just want to give a big shout out to Chase. Today was his first day live on FSU Weather, and he did an absolutely amazing job. Wouldn't you agree, Keenan? So you've heard it here first, folks. Keenan is speechless by his performance as well. We have had a lot going on today, from severe weather, drought, everything going on, and again, it's still going on. We've been lucky here today in Tallahassee to not see a whole lot of severe weather coming through, but our more northern states are not quite as lucky. They are seeing a continued severe weather going through. Still severe thunderstorm warnings come through there as well, so still need to be aware of what's going on going through tonight. And just stay on top of the weather. Have your weather radio turned on just in case something pops up in the middle of the night. Even though the storm is starting to dissipate, that doesn't mean that there's not still a chance for tornadoes to come through, strong wind to cause damage, and so on. So just make sure you're keeping a lookout today. But as for the rest of our country, again, warm temperatures and even some drought conditions in Tallahassee and cold temperatures out west. But for now, follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/FSUweather. Like us on Facebook @/FSUweather. And like us on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube Live right now if you're not already at FSU Weather as well. And follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. And also, we do have a TikTok now as well, so make sure you check that out. We do have a post that's going out about our favorite cloud types, so see us on there. Have some fun with it. But from me and Keenan, we're going to close out tonight's show and pass things over to Nikki with your last look at the 7-day.
Thank you so much, Melissa and Keenan. It is going to be warm the rest of the week and maybe cooling off towards the end. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Nikki Kanakis. Have a good evening.